All right, this is a big lesson. It's time to develop your content strategy. The work that you do in this lesson will inform everything from the topics that you cover, the kind of videos you make, how frequently you upload, and really everything in between. If that sounds overwhelming, don't worry, it's not nearly as complicated as it sounds, and I'll be here to guide you through the entire process. Even if you've already started your channel and say you've been uploading videos for months, this is such a valuable process that will help you to define your unique angle. It will give you a consistent theme, and it will help you come up with hundreds of ideas in the future. So yeah, you definitely don't want to skip this process. It all starts with some research, and not the boring kind. So before you begin, it's important to understand the purpose of this process, and it's definitely not to steal or copy what others are doing. After all, that's what everyone else is already doing on YouTube. Instead, this research is to help you understand the YouTube landscape and to get familiar with why creators have developed a strong following, to help you figure out some of the things that you might be able to experiment with for yourself and how you plan to separate yourself from others. It can be intimidating to undertake this process. You might feel like you're comparing yourself to other creators who've been making videos for years. Creators who've built audiences with millions of subscribers. You might think to yourself, I'm never gonna be able to make videos like Marques Brownlee, or Anna Akana, or Peter McKinnon. In fact, I'm certain you're feeling this way because, well, it's exactly how I felt. I stumbled across this guy, his YouTube channel, his name is Peter McKinnon. I felt terrible. I was like, oh my God, look at how, first of all, he's incredibly talented. I'm like, I'm never gonna be that good. He got 2 million subscribers in a goddamn year. I caught myself and I'm like, holy shit, dude. You just got 50,000 subscribers from having nothing. And then now here you seeing this other guy who's done so much, and that is actually making you feel like shit. At the time of recording that video, I had just broken 50,000 subscribers and I was starting to gain traction for the first time. But I couldn't help but compare myself to other creators who I saw as better than me. But you have to catch yourself before you do this. You can either look at other YouTubers and get down about yourself, or you can use them as inspiration. I recommend that you do the latter. All right, so when you do your research, I want you to keep a few things in mind. Start by looking at your own subscriptions. Who do you look up to on the platform? Which videos inspire you the most? Which creators' videos do you click on every time they show up in your feed, no matter the topic? Take 45 minutes to proactively discover new creators. YouTube makes it really easy to find new creators that cover topics that you're interested in. In fact, it's one of the biggest benefits of creating on YouTube. It's currently much easier to become discovered on YouTube than almost any other platform. Find creators in different categories. There tends to be a lot of mirroring among channels in the same category. For instance, if you're starting a channel reviewing tech, people tend to simply copy what the best tech reviewers are doing. But there's an inherent problem with this strategy. It's already been done. In order to stand out, you need to bring something new to the table. So pulling inspiration from different categories, say both filmmakers and beauty influencers, might help you to find your own unique angle. Once you've got your list of 3, I want you to ask yourself a set of questions. And by the way, there's a workbook exercise that you'll be completing after this lesson wraps up with all this info, so you don't have to take it down right now. Remember the 3 traits of successful creators we talked about? As you look at the creators you've chosen, I want you to ask yourself, what makes this channel stand out? Is it their personality, content value, or filmmaking chops? Are they exceptional in 2 or 3 of those areas? What are their 2 core strengths? Then identify 3 videos they made that first broke through the noise. You can find these by organizing their YouTube channel by date added, oldest. Watch some of the videos that performed poorly, and then take a look at the ones that really took off. What stood out to you about the ones that performed well? Why were they different? Also, be sure to check the date for each upload for the context. A video that was uploaded 10 years ago will perform completely different from a video that was uploaded last week. Then just for kicks, organize their videos by most views to see which ones got the most traction all time. Why do you think they resonated so much? And then, if you've been following a particular channel for a while, I want you to scroll through their videos and find the ones that deeply resonated with you. It's not all about views. Depth is so much more important, and rarely ever translates directly to views. Again, the intention isn't to copy or to steal, it's to pull inspiration. All the best creatives and artists in the world have been inspired by others to move their own craft forward, and so you should definitely do the same. Just be sure to generously give credit to those creators in your own work. So after you've done your research, once you've gotten a feel for what makes the best YouTuber successful, I want you to do me a favor and stop consuming so much. I know that this can be difficult. Most people become YouTubers because they're fans of other creators on the platform. But you won't be able to bring something unique, something new to the table if you're constantly consuming. You need to shift the balance from consume to create. You should be spending a majority of your time working on videos, brainstorming, writing, filming, and editing. All right, it's time to create your content strategy. There are 5 phases to develop this strategy, including category, audience, tone, format, and cadence. By working through each of these phases, you'll get a clear vision for the future of your channel, and it'll help you brainstorm original ideas. Don't worry about creating the perfect content strategy. That doesn't exist. And you can always come back to this later if you have more ideas or if you change your mind. Right now, what's most important is that you get started. So you remember Biceps by Matt from the introduction to this course, the fitness junkie with a passion for protein shakes and dashing good looks, if I do say so myself. Before you even drink it, lick it. Well, I want to walk you through the entire process of how to create a content strategy from scratch using Biceps by Matt as our example. That way, at the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly how to put everything into practice and to create a content strategy for yourself. Okay, let's get into it. First, you need to define your category by picking 1 or 2 that fit your interests. I've pulled some of the most popular categories on YouTube to give you a starting point to identify your own. This might seem obvious, but it's so important, it's worth saying. The topics you cover on your channel need to revolve around your own interests, hobbies, and personality. If it's not something you're truly passionate about, your audience will read right through it. And even if they don't, you'll be miserable. Remember, creating a successful channel is about so much more than just money and subscribers. So for Biceps by Matt's channel, he'd select 2 categories, fitness and health. While I'm sure there are other topics he's interested in, these are the 2 biggest that he'll start with. This helps us start to narrow our direction. But there's still so much to explore within the world of fitness and health. In order to find a unique point of view, we need to get even more specific. So next, we need to find subtopics called content pillars that will help you do just that. 1 or more of these will likely become our niche later on to help us cultivate our first 1,000 true fans. Let's look at a few examples of content pillars based upon common categories. The categories are self-development, lifestyle and beauty, and travel. And within each of these categories, we've got a few content pillars that we can add. I've purposely included minimalism in each category to show you how you might look at each of them through the lens of these categories. Minimalism with respect to self-development looks very different from lifestyle and beauty, and that looks different from travel. So try to get as specific as possible when creating your content pillars. Fashion is probably a bit too broad. If you were to be more specific, you might say DIY fashion or luxury apparel. And when it comes to fitness, you could be interested in any number of topics from long distance running, cycling, group training, or yoga. So based upon Biceps by Matt's interests, we can narrow in on 5 content pillars that fit best. These will be strength training, clean eating, mental health, paleo diet, and habits. Don't feel like you can only post within these content pillars. You can certainly explore other areas, but these pillars will be vital in brainstorming new ideas, and it will help you balance the types of videos that you make. This way you don't tire out your audience with the same message in every single video. Okay, next we need to figure out your audience. Without a clear picture of who you're talking to, your message will fall flat. The problem? Understanding who your audience is can be challenging when you're just getting started out because, let's face it, nobody's watching your videos. But don't let that stop you from creating a clear image in your mind of who your viewer might be. For me, I find it helpful to think of your audience as a younger, less experienced version of yourself. All right, so let's create an audience persona for Biceps by Matt. Name, Matt Jr. Age, 19. Gender, male. All right, so question number 1. What interests do they have? What are their values and aspirations? Well, Matt Jr. loves binging Netflix and watching documentaries. He wants to create his own film one day, but he doesn't know how. He's also into self-development, entrepreneurship, and finances. He values slow and steady growth over rapid changes. He likes hanging out with other people who also want to create better lives for themselves. And question 2. What challenges is your persona facing at the moment? What are the main pain points they're experiencing? Which areas do they feel stuck? What advice do they absolutely need right now? The answer to that? Matt Jr. has struggled to put on weight and build muscle his whole life. He used to be the smallest kid in school, which really impacted his confidence and self-esteem. The lack of confidence has carried over to his young adult life as he struggles to speak to girls, make new friends, or to put himself out there for new filmmaking opportunities. No matter how much he seems to eat or how much time he spends at the gym, he can't see a difference in the results. This is probably because he doesn't know how to put an effective workout routine together. So he mostly copies what all the shredded guys are doing. Plus, he's easily overwhelmed by all the extreme fitness regimens out there. His friends also value health and fitness, but it sometimes looks so much easier for them to achieve results, so Matt Jr. often feels discouraged. What goals or desires does your persona desperately want? To this, I'd answer, Matt Jr. wants to live a fit and healthy lifestyle, so he has more energy in his day-to-day life. He wants to know how to prepare the most delicious and nutritious meals for his body so he can build his muscle mass. He wants to bulk up, so he needs to know how to put together an exercise routine that suits his body and his lifestyle. He wants to adopt better habits that will make him healthier, plus save him time. I hear so many people say that they struggle with self-doubt because someone has already come up with a certain idea before. But of course somebody has already done it before. Everyone has done just about every idea imaginable. But that's not the point. The point is that you can offer your own point of view, your own perspective. And just as you might share advice with a friend, you can impart that same advice to the camera. And in doing so, to thousands of other people who are struggling. So once you've completed this exercise, I want you to keep it handy. The next time that you're brainstorming, you're coming up with video ideas, or you're writing a script, I want you to talk to the camera and imagine that you're speaking directly to this person. As your audience grows and as you learn more about their interests, hobbies, challenges, and desires, you can add more details onto the list, which will in turn help inspire more ideas in the future. Let's define the tone of your channel. This is going to be your secret sauce and will inform how you make your videos. When it comes to filming and editing, your tone is so important. This is the difference between someone clicking subscribe and someone thinking, not for me. But as important as it is, it's also the easiest thing to forget because in a rush to make our next video, we can breeze right past this important step and click publish, forgetting to get the tone right first. People will often forget what you say, but remember how you made them feel. When I think about people like Gary Vee, Wheezy Waiter, or Mango Street, I might not remember tutorials or advice off the top of my head, but I know what their content feels like. Your tone will largely come down to your personality type and how you plan to present information in your videos. So I've pulled a ton of adjectives to help you get started. If I was choosing the tone for my friend Biceps by Matt, I'd choose disciplined, no filter, and simple. Now, to give you another concrete example, my channel's tone could best be summed up as self-deprecating, honest, and relatable. Yes, these are personality traits, but they also represent my values. Using this exercise, I can set the tone for my channel and make sure that I'm showing up in a way that's true to myself. To make sure I'm getting the right tone, while working on a video, I might ask myself, am I taking myself too seriously? Do I need to add a joke here to lighten the mood? Am I really being honest about my experience with this particular experiment? Or am I just glossing over what really happened? Am I speaking from a place of authority? Or am I speaking as if I'm having a chat with my friend? If I'm being too preachy, I might change some of my word choices so I'm speaking with my audience and not at them. By defining your tone early on, you can make sure that you put these checks into place to ensure that you're making videos consistently that reflect your values, your voice, and your creative direction. Next, let's find the formats that work best for the kinds of videos you want to make. Thinking about your videos in terms of their format can add variety to your channel and help you come up with new ideas. You might eventually narrow in on one or two of these that fit your particular style of making videos, but it's definitely worth experimenting with as many of these as possible, especially in the beginning. So let's walk through each of these to better understand them. Talking head. These videos largely consist of you talking directly to the camera. Your personality and storytelling abilities will have to do all the heavy lifting. Q&A, often called AMAs. This is similar to talking head, but you're answering viewer questions, usually covering multiple topics in one video. Documentary. This dives into one topic using a variety of tools from voiceover, A-roll, B-roll, graphics, and music. Most of my videos fit into this format. Vlog. This is a more laid-back and personal style of content. It usually involves lots of scrappy filmmaking, handheld shots, and B-roll sequences. This run-and-gun style rejects perfectionism and allows you to document your day. Tutorial. Whether you're walking your viewers through a recipe, teaching a guitar riff, or showing them how to edit their photos, tutorials will give a guided step-by-step how-to walkthrough. Review. Test out a product and give your honest feedback with a review video. By talking about the pros and cons of camera gear, digital courses, makeup, and other products, you can help viewers make smart decisions about their purchases. Interview. By including interviews into your content funnel, you can remove some of the creative burden from your shoulders and give someone a platform to share their ideas. This can also help you to leverage your interviewee's audience base, which will help you grow an audience of your own. Sketch. Short, scripted comedy sketches. These usually only work with comedy channels. While I include sketches in a lot of my videos, I don't think I would ever do a standalone sketch on my channel just because it doesn't fit the kind of content that my audience wants. That said, they can be great for other social platforms and are among the best performing Instagram content that I put out. I think Biceps by Matt could experiment with most of these besides tutorial, review, and sketch. So let's highlight talking head, Q&A, documentary, vlog, and interview. Next up is cadence. When it comes to releasing content on YouTube, consistency is key. It will help you get important feedback on what's working and what's not, and it'll give your audience a level of expectation for when videos will be uploaded. For you personally, it gives you a strict deadline that will help you prevent your perfectionist tendencies. And if you're anything like me, you have a lot of them. Deadlines always seem to force you to put your most important aspects first and to make sure that you're making the best videos you can as quickly as you can. So let's determine Biceps by Matt's upload cadence. So we're gonna upload videos Tuesday at 11 a.m. every week. All right, let's cover some scheduling tips because this isn't always so straightforward. Successful channels can range in upload schedules from 1 video a month to 3 videos a week. In the beginning, I recommend uploading at least every other week to help you build your skills. Once a week if you can. But above all, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Do what works for you and your schedule. Be realistic. Pick something that you know you can easily achieve instead of setting yourself up to fail. Once you've consistently mastered this, then it's time to think about increasing your upload frequency or investing in other content platforms like a newsletter or social media. There is no perfect time or day to upload. While you should upload while most of your audience is awake, it won't make much difference if you upload at 7 a.m. or 5 p.m. The algorithm will do the work for you. If your video is attracting clicks and views, then YouTube will put it in front of more people. And finally, think about some of the nuance from the beginning. For the longest time, I uploaded videos every Monday at 6 a.m., but there was a problem. Every week, I found myself working late into the night on Sunday to finish up my video for the next morning. Make sure you find a time that helps you create a healthy work-life balance. Now that we've completed our hard work of developing Biceps by Matt's content strategy, it's important to get clear on how our channel is different from everyone else's by creating our content positioning. The reason that you're doing this is to create one source of truth. It will be a quick reminder whenever you're struggling to answer that important question, what makes my channel unique? To create our content positioning, we need to answer 3 questions. Who is it for? What do you provide? And why is it different? Let's do this for Biceps by Matt. Who is it for? Skinny kids struggling with their fitness goals. What do you provide? Biceps by Matt's content will provide health and fitness advice for skinny kids looking to find the gains they crave in the kitchen and at the gym. Why is it different? In a confusing world of sugar-packed protein shakes and extreme fitness regimens, Biceps by Matt will focus on providing simple, structured, and no bullshit advice that actually works. And again, this is our content positioning that we can go back to over and over again to get really clear on who we're talking to. Okay, now it's your turn to take action. You've got a lot of deep diving to do. In your workbook, I want you to head to page 22. You're going to be completing exercises 6 to 13. You'll start with your research, then develop your content strategy, and finally, your content positioning. This might take up to 2 hours to complete this whole process. Don't worry if it's not perfect. This content strategy is going to change in the future as your channel continues to grow. You're just looking for a solid foundation to give you a sense of direction as you begin to come up with original content for your channel. All right, get to work.